Let me share my screen. So I was drafting this some contract to show you. I have downloaded this from. See, what is the contract? So after once, the supplier has been awarded, you have selected a supplier, you have to award the supplier. Okay. And in contract, there are two types. Okay. In contract, when we are talking about contract management in Ariba, there are two things. One is contract authoring. Okay. One more is contract compliance. Okay. After there is one more thing called as contract CLID. Okay. Contract authoring is nothing but drafting your master agreement with sections and clauses. Okay. And then negotiating and the final agreement signature. Okay, CLID is contract line item documents. Okay, we have to prepare the contract line item documents. Okay, and then contract compliance is nothing but there is something called suite integration in Ariba. Okay, this suite integration is native integration within Ariba. For example, the upstream, if the supplier, if the customer is buying both upstream and downstream modules, both are integrated by default. That is called suite integration. Okay, when I say contract authoring, this will only remain in the upstream side. This also will remain in the upstream side. But when you are creating a contract compliance, it will link to your downstream. When you are creating a P2P, this contract, whatever you are creating, that will apply. This happens because of this suite integration. Okay. So in compliance, we actually give some terms. Okay, contract terms. Okay, we will see that we have to define some contract terms, and these contract terms are directly applicable when we are creating a P2P, PRPO. Okay. So if somebody is asking you what is suite integration in Ariba, you can say it is a native integration within Ariba to integrate upstream and downstream modules. Okay. See, when we talk about contract life cycle in Ariba, it starts with a request. Okay. Contract life cycle. Okay. It starts with a contract request. Okay. So somebody has to raise a contract. I need to create a contract. I am raising this contract request. Okay, the procurement person will raise a contract to the contract team. Okay, and once there is a contract request, we will create a contract workspace. Okay, in contract workspace, we will prepare and author the contract. What is mean by prepare and author? So we are doing this one. We are actually maintaining all these sections. Okay, this is the section. If this is the section, these are all called clauses in the agreement. Okay, okay, this is the section and these are the clauses. Okay, these are all the clauses in this. Okay, the preparing and maintaining these sections and clauses, creation of this draft of the contract is called prepare and author. Okay. Then once prepare and author, you have to review and negotiate same with the supplier. Okay. Both the parties, maybe some from buyer side, there are other higher officials who want to review the contract thoroughly, and they will advise the contract team to keep this contract, section or clause, or remove the section or clause. And the contract is mainly reviewed by the legal team internally and from the supplier side. Okay, they will also see whether this section has to be retained or we have to remove the section or clause. And finally, negotiate with the supplier the sections and clauses. Once it is the review and negotiation is completed, then approve and finalize. Approve means finally both the parties will approve it, finalize the contract. Finalize means signing the contract. Then in future, you have to manage all these amendments, okay, amendments and management. Okay, it starts with a request. Somebody raises a request in the contract life cycle, and based on the request, we will create a contract workspace and then prepare and author, review and negotiate, approve and finalize. Once it is finally approved and the final signed agreement is there with you, then you can talk about these amendments and management. Okay, if there are any amendments in the contract, you should, you can, take care of amendments and manage the contract throughout the life cycle. So this is the whole process of contract management in Ariba. Okay, first we will see this contract authoring, then we will see what is CLID, then contract compliance. Right? Okay, let me log in now. Yeah. Okay, let me log in 1 minute. Okay. So like any other module like SLP or sourcing, so for contract also you have to go to this create, and before there is, this is the main workspace where you create all the things. The agreement or CLID or contract terms you will create here. Contract workspace for procurement. Okay, before you create a contract workspace procurement, somebody has to raise a request. Okay, contract request. So that is the contract request procurement. So if it is for sales, for contract for sales, then you have to create a contract request for sales. If it is for procurement, contract request for procurement. First a request and then followed by a procurement workspace. Workspace, why it is called everything is a workspace in Ariba. For sourcing project is one workspace here where you will have a repository of all your events like RFI, RFP auctions. Like contract workspace is a project again. This is also workspace where you can have a repository of all your contracts. Okay, contract line item documents and contract compliance document. Okay, so yes, let's start with a contract request. Okay. Yeah, one more thing I wanted to tell you. So you can create a contract from here, or if you go to any sourcing request here, okay, any completed one. Okay, for example, any completed you can take. For example, this one monitor. From the award tab, you can click create a contract. Okay, from the award tab, you can create a contract once the event is completed, or you can come to create and you can create a contract request, or directly you can create a contract workspace. Contract request is just that if contract creator and the requester is different, then you will start with, they will start with a request. You are from a contract team, you will start creating a contract workspace based on the request. Okay. For which supplier we are doing this? Okay, I am doing this for ABC management, for example. So you have to select, finally, you have to give the contract to some supplier. No, I am selecting that supplier. Okay, for example, I am giving it to ABC management, the contract. I will select this as a supplier, and then you select a commodity and then department, and then here you have to say, I will tell you what is this fixed or term, perpetual or auto renewal. So when is the agreement date? Okay, let it be. So when it should enforce. Okay, when you say any agreement or a contract, there should be effective date and expiration date for this. Okay, and what are these term types? When I am creating the contract workspace, we will see. And for example, and same day next year, 14, this becomes 1 year contract. Okay, effective date and expiration date are very important in contract. Okay, you can select any template. For now, I will show how to create templates for contracts in the second half. Now you have a contract, and you see here, this is in this way. Okay, anytime you see any project, you see like this, there are two things. There is a full view. If you click on full view, you see a full view like this. Otherwise, if you want in a compact view, it will come like this in all in one page. Okay, two ways you can view it. Okay, all in one page, overview, tasks, documents, contracts, everything in one page you can see. Otherwise, you can select full view and see it in different tabs. Okay, and then if you go to documents, now you will understand somebody has asked for the workspace. From the contract request only, there is a option to create a contract workspace. Okay, you will review who is the tasks and all. So approval for contract, course complete. Okay, at this point of time, it is not required. We say, we have reviewed the requirement. Okay, and we are completing this. And after checking everything in the contract request, we will click on this contract workspace, open. Okay, see, this is create contract workspace procurement. Workspace for procurement. Okay. When you come to contract workspace procurement, it will give you all these options. Okay. Similar to sourcing, it will ask you whether this is a test project or not, or it is asking you copy of a contract. You can copy from previous contract if the same attributes are there. See, this is one more thing. This is not mandatory, but related ID is like something. On paper contract also there might be some number that you can enter for reference. Okay, in the paper contract, when you take a printout of a contract, there is, if it is a paper contract, you can take the related ID for that, or if it is stored in some other external system, their different ID will be there. Okay, that ID you can enter here. Okay, and then this is one more thing, hierarchical type. Okay, it is asking you there are three hierarchical types. One is standalone agreement, master agreement, and sub agreement. What you want to create. Okay, you can create a master agreement and then you can create a sub agreement under that. But when you create a standalone agreement, it doesn't have any hierarchy. Okay, it is standalone. Okay, but you can create a master agreement. Under that, you can create sub agreements. For example, you are given you are taking this contract and you are going to give it to some other people. For example, you are L&T. Okay, you are taking a master agreement for constructing everything. For other things like for cement, other materials, you are creating a for architecture, engineering, all those things. You are creating a subcontracting with some other third party. Okay, that is then you can create a sub agreement under a master agreement. Under master agreement, you can create any number of sub agreements. But standalone, if you are selecting, it is standalone. And if you are creating a master agreement as a single one, also you can create. Okay.
Can we create sub-agreement directly without any master agreement?
If there is already a master agreement, I think you can create it. You have to give the parent agreement ID for that.
No, I want to create sub-agreement without any master agreement. Is that possible in
Yeah, it is possible.
Ariba?
See, but it is not mandatory. See, it is not giving a mandatory sign here. If you are saying a sub agreement, you can create a sub agreement directly.
Okay, okay.
Okay, but under sub agreement, you cannot create master agreement. Under master agreement, it is sub agreement. Okay, it is
Okay.
understood. Okay, so master agreement, and then you have to specify what is the contract amount. Okay, some amount I'm giving. This agreement is the agreement date you are putting on the contract. Okay, that agreement date, and the effective date is might be okay, but agreement date is different. When you are making the agreement, that date, and effective date when it should enforce, that is the effective date, and when it should expire, this date. And this is the notice period. I mean, if there is any conflict between both the parties, if anyone want to come out of the contract, I mean, like our notice period, 90 days notice period in the employment, they also have a notice period, like 30 days notice period. Okay. If any of the parties want to come out of the contract, exit the contract, they should provide some notice period in this. Okay. It can be 30 days. Okay. These term types are there now. If it is a fixed, okay, and it is fixed for this time. Okay, if you want to renew, you have to manually renew it. Okay, and if you select auto renewal, then you have to provide some auto renewal terms. Okay, for example, renewal intervals. Okay, every 6 months renewal or every 12 months renewal. If you are specifying auto renewal, you have to specify every 12 months it has to review and how many times it can review. You can specify maximum two auto renewals. Okay. And if you say fixed, once it is expired, you have to come here manually and renew it. Okay, amend the contract. And if you are saying perpetual, it will never expire. It is an evergreen contract. Okay, perpetual is nothing but an evergreen contract.
Think in perpetual this thing doesn't make sense, right? Like expiration days at least. There should be no
Yeah, ideally, yes.
Yeah. Same for the renewal also the
Yes,
expiration effective date makes sense, but the expiration date doesn't make sense in the
yes, yes.
process.
Here, depending upon settings, auto renew causes a contract automatically, but expiration, nothing there. For see, setting term type to perpetual means the contract will never expire. This is sometimes known as evergreen contract. Depending on what you see, set the term type to C, the fields available might change. Okay, but it is not changing. When I select perpetual, it should change, but it is not changing. Okay. For now, I will select fixed for this. Okay. Understanding after the expiration, we have to manually renew it, manually come and amend the contract. Here I am asking this contract. Okay. For example, you are using this contract. Okay. Do you want to use supplier paper or your paper? Okay. If you say supplier paper, supplier will create a contract and send you. You have to accept it. Okay. And if you say your paper, okay, you have to create a contract and supplier has to accept it, negotiate or review it. Okay, and click on create. Okay, same. Okay, contract workspace for procurement has been created now, and you see there is a document. There is already a master agreement here. I will open this, download as draft. Download it. Yeah, nothing is there. Just a dummy they have uploaded. Okay, always if you want to upload anything, you can replace a document. Okay, I have created one document. This is also not in correct format. Actually, it should come as section clause. But few have clauses, few doesn't have clauses. So just for example, I will upload this service contract. So you can upload a new document, go to actions and upload a document, or you can come here and say replace document. Okay. Choose file, go to desktop. I have saved it here, service contract and replace. Okay, replace document, use the original document name and continue uploading the file, or replace document by uploaded file. Select another file for upload. Okay, I'll say replace document. Okay, this is the outline agreement. Whatever I have uploaded, that is coming in this fashion. Okay, this is called the outline view. Okay, outline view of this, and it is taking everything as a clause. So if our contract is in correct format, okay, we have not given correct paragraphs and all. If we give it, it will take each paragraph as a one clause. Okay, in this case, every paragraph is one clause. Okay, this even the name of the contract is also taken as a clause. Here you can come here, okay, delete this.
One question. I think from the system also we can generate the contract by putting in the correct format, right? Or not?
In the system we cannot put. From the contract only we have to align this perfectly. There will be, the legal team who will help you to do this style mapping and everything. Okay, exactly. Under section, okay, the clause will correct at the same place so that it will sit here in a proper place. Okay.
No, but in the Ariba we don't have a place where we have the section and
No,
clauses
no.
and we can put our values there. And
We can put those clauses. We can only create clauses, but we can add them. For example, there is a substitute clause. Okay. For example, promote to section, view version, delete. Okay. See, for example, we have some clauses in the library. I will show you clause library, how we can create. We have seen KIP. We have created KPIs in the library, no? Likewise, we can create clause library also. Okay. Whenever somebody is saying this clause is not okay with me, you will go to actions. Okay. Click on substitute. Okay. Substitute and click on OK. Substitute clause, it is asking which one to take. Okay. You can take commercial terms payment. Okay. Okay. See, whatever I have substituted, and that this clause replaces that clause, and it is saying this is ad hoc from library. It is not created from the agreement. You have replaced it from the clause library. We can create clauses, as many clauses in the library, and keep it. Whenever there is a point for negotiation, both suppliers and buyer can, based on the discussion from both the legal teams, they can decide. Whether to replace, have a substitute or not. Okay. This is a non-standard coming from the upload. Whatever we are selecting, that type is called as ad hoc clause. Okay. So see, if you want to
Because the first time if I have to put the clause and sections,
yeah,
I have
that is through
then
document only.
from the Word document I have to
Yeah, yeah.
import.
There is a clause library also. I will show you how to create clause library. Okay. This clause has come from clause library. You know how somebody has created this? I will show you.
So, but
Okay.
from the Word document, if I upload it, can I make it as a clause? Like whatever the things are coming, I want to make it as a clause, like rather than creating a clause. So, some of it, can I create them as a clause directly from here?
Yeah, yeah. This will all sit in a clause only. And again, you can select them from the clause library. And
Okay.
here, if you see, this one service contract is not a, what you call it is not a clause. We know that. So we can promote it to a section. Okay. And then this is not a clause. We can promote it to a section. Okay. That will become a section. So yeah.
Can you please show us how many clause types are there on top left?
Here.
Is left clause type.
This one.
Here, outline view, just below outline view.
Okay. Non-standard, from library, from the template, from ad hoc. From template also we can create something, and ad hoc means whatever we are selecting from the sourcing library, it will become ad hoc. Okay. Non-standard is coming from a document.
Okay, so from this all clause types, which all can be modified at the time of creation of agreement and which all cannot be modified? Any distinction is there?
No. Anytime you can have a substitute for any clause. It is not like, there might be some legal standards which should not be.
Yes.
Yeah, that I am not sure. But whenever you are negotiating, if you are not okay with any clause, you can use a substitute from clause library.
Because normally what happens, like suppose if you are creating a clauses, then maybe 50% you like a company doesn't allow as a buyer to modify it. But 50% you can modify based on the type of agreement or value of the agreement, anything.
Yeah.
So that
That I think we can take help from legal team only. Here I know we can have a substitute of the clause. Yeah. The formatting of these sections clauses and how to, I mean, which can be which can have a substitute, which clause cannot have a substitute. That legal only can help us. But what I know as per the functionality, I mean, I mean, if the supplier is or buyer is any party is not okay, I can have a substitute. And if I click the substitute, it will take me to the clause library. And there is also a preferred clause. Okay, one more clause is preferred clause. Like there is alternate clause. Okay, you can select. For example, preferred means this is a clause which has to be in the agreement. Okay, alternate means the one there is already a clause in the contract, but we can use this clause as an alternate for that. If somebody is not okay, you can use this as an alternate. That way you can select. Okay, these are the different clauses. You can select agreement. Okay, this is fallback clause. One more clause is fallback clause. Like it is similar to alternate clause, but it cannot be fully. It is not a fully alternate clause, but you can rely on that. It is a fallback. By the name, you understand what is a fallback clause. I mean, if nothing is fine with the legal department, we can proceed with this clause. Okay, the legal team will say, see, from supplier, there is a legal team, they will say, we are not okay with this clause. Then finally, this is a fallback clause they will provide and ask them to accept. These are the different types of clauses we have. And when I click on done, okay, I am here. And whenever you want to see there is outline agreement where it is. Now you can lock the contract. I mean, if nobody want to see it, okay. Finally, you want to publish it, but there is a download draft. View details. Yeah, view details. If we go, we can see the outline agreement of it. Okay. Click on done. Okay. So you can add all these tasks for negotiation, and you have to verify the team members who are the team members in this. Once you complete that phase, you can mark it as completed. Negotiation for contract creation, notification for contract creation, mark it as completed, or you can send a notification to the people, and then authoring. Here we are. Okay. Once we have a document now, the document is finalized, for example, and we can come here and I will click on this approval. So before this, I will show you clause library. Okay. Manage again in sourcing library. Okay. Under actions, content document, clause, create, clause, turn, content from library, content from item. There is some other place. 1 minute. It is from create only. Create in this clause library is not found. Create under manage here. Okay, it is not under sourcing library. There is a separate place for clause library. Manage clause library. Okay, here you can create your own clauses. Actions, create a clause. Okay, here, for example, you can choose a file for a new clause. I will say in the same service sheet service contract. Okay, I will have this in a different blank document. Inspections for services. I will say material.
Contract one, this is the latest one that in Ariba we are using, or something like guided sourcing also, there is some new module also.
No. This is the contract. For contract, this is the one. There is no, what you call upgraded advanced version in contract. Okay, I am keeping this inspection for materials clause, and I come here, choose the file, inspection for materials. Okay, if you want to give some name for this, you can give inspection for materials. Okay. So you have to say what kind of clause it is, preferred clause or alternative clause, just a normal clause or fallback clause or alternate clause. I will say it has a preferred clause and click on OK and click on done. It is showing like this summary. So inspection of
So what type of file we can upload in that?
Yeah, word.
Only words.
Yes. Okay, click on done. Okay. Now it is in draft. I have to publish this. Okay, and I will publish this as well. Publish. And whatever I publish here, for example, latest file agreement, all those things, whatever I publish here, and we have other things also like Within this, there are, we can create a folder and create our own clauses and click. Okay. And if I go to our master agreement, open document, view details. Okay. For this one, first one, if you want to have a substitute, okay, see, whichever published is available. Okay, I will go here. Okay, I will select this and click on OK. Okay, it will get replaced. It will show as adopt from library, and it is show this as alternate. ALT is alternate. Okay, so this way you can work with the service agreements, and finally you have to negotiate with your supplier. Okay, before that we will see how this negotiation also works.
Tell me one thing, if I want to add variables in these clauses, so how to add that and how to identify that which field need to be mapped with that variable?
Variable meaning?
Like, see, normally we create this clause and agreements. Let's say we are creating for 60,000 USD.
Okay.
Okay. So we put one variable in that agreement.
Okay. Meaning?
Okay. Then automatically it comes from that value of that contract. Same way,
in this
effective date from and to also used to come from that through that variable. We can map that. But is it possible in this?
No. It is separately. When we are creating contract only, we are giving all the attributes, no? All these attributes we are giving here only. Agreement date, effective date, expiration date, everything we are giving here. In the attributes we are giving.
Yes, so the same thing actually it gets published on that agreement also. And I can see in some agreements that dollar value was written and then it was blank. I don't know whether it is variable or it's a fixed kind of value has been written.
But here, usually any contract for that matter, this I have shown you for example, but it starts with effective date, everything, and it will have written both the parties, who is the supplier, who is the buyer, and finally there is a signature from both the parties. That all is there. I have not in this contract. I have removed that. Usually it will come. Okay, after service contract here, effective date, agreement date, expiration date. It is not automatically populated, but we have to give that.
Okay. So there is no concept of variable.
No. We have to give here the buyer name, here the supplier name, and end of this both the parties signature, buyer supplier signature. Okay. In that we have to put that in agreement. It will not automatically come, but it will come, and we can give all those things in the attributes here. Okay. So.
Hey, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features? Bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
Like usually, let's assume we have things like, we have a fixed format for awarding the contract for, let's assume, some particular type of commodity and services. And when we are doing a new contract, we just want to change like the supplier name, address, few small details. Rather than going the whole process, I just want to change those few things. So is there?
Yeah, you can change that. Yes, edit overview. You can change those things. Okay. And
so I purge from library. I'm loading a document and then I can edit that particular one. Just like when you are loading everything, is there a way to edit those things? That's what I'm saying.
Edit is not there. See, for example, here you can't edit anything. Okay, you can't edit anything. You can delete this clause. If you want, if anything you want to change, create that in a clause and make it as a substitute.
Yeah, so basically I have standard clauses, everything is standard, which I put it here. But in this, some small changes here, there I want to do. So first I need to create a clause, right?
Yeah.
And to bring it here.
Yes, correct. You have to create a clause and then
100 suppliers I am doing for each supplier. In one clause there is a name for the supplier, so I have to create a separate clause for that particular clause. for each of the supplier and then load it rather than just directly editing here.
Correct. Or else you always have this clause library to substitute.
Yes, but the clause library will have a standard one, right? But I want to do like, multiple contracts I'm doing. I want to do some slight change, few things change, one, two words change. So that I can't edit here, right? I will have to first create a new clause and then bring it here.
Yeah, otherwise what you can do is, see, there is always a replace document, right? Okay. You make the changes in your desktop and replace the document with this, whatever wordings you want to change.
So
Yeah,
basically I already have a document. I change the Word document and just upload it.
yeah, upload it, replace the document with the new document.
That will definitely be.
But you can do
For what purpose these attributes are there?
this attribute.
Like somewhere I can see that attributes.
Yes. Edit
Documents.
attribute.
Yeah.
These attributes are this one what we have
Just
given.
just for this page only.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want
Fine.
to change any of the attributes, you can edit and change them. The process status, when we are doing the process of this drafting, the creating of clauses, all this is called authoring. Okay. So once what happens, I mean, you are still negotiating with the supplier now. Okay. Now assume the master agreement for the approval for master agreement is still not over. You want to, maybe you will force complete it. Okay. You want to send it for review to the supplier. Okay. Or send review it to your manager. I will go to review tab, say add reviewers, maybe select reviewers. There was 75, no? Yes. Okay, so 75, search for this. So he is my manager. Okay. I am drafting the contract and I am publishing it. And before publishing, I want my manager to review it first. Okay. So I am adding my manager as a reviewer. Okay, and click on submit. Okay. And you can add as many people you want. And now this is in review. And if you log into Ariba, you can see that, I mean, whoever is 75, they can share your screen and I will show you. You have to log into Ariba. Yeah. Here, if you go to manage, okay, go to my tasks. Okay, here for our contract, anything is there, you can check, or I will give you a contract number, you can search for it. Scroll down. See in your home tab if there is any to-do task, or I will give you contract ID. Go to contract, you are in first home tab, go to more, and click on contract. Yeah, here, contract, workspace, procurement, no, nothing, it has come. I will give you ID, you type there in the search. Okay, it is CW20459. See, like contract workspace, it will start with ID CW. Okay, CW20459. Okay, go to home. No, go to home. Here, search for contract workspace in the drop down. In the drop down, it is showing request, right? You change it to contract workspace, procurement. Procurement. Yeah, CW20459. 20459. 4459. 59. Okay, search. Click on search option. You should be hands-on also. Actually, okay, click on search for that. Not showing. Okay, okay. No, wait. I will only act as 1 minute. Okay. See, I have sent it for review for 75. I will act as 75 now. See, if you see here, it is pending active with 75. Okay. If 75 has to review it. Okay.
Or maybe did we put any delegation on his ID?
No, I have removed that. Access. When I access here, some notifications are only not coming in this. Something resumes. A contract workspace for procurement for this is in draft. Contract workspace procurement 27 are there. In this, we have to see ours is there or not. Okay, I will search for this. It was CW0459. Let me go to the contract. Any ID can I get? Edit the task. Okay, instead of currently only it is showing in the review task. Okay. 75. Reviewer is 75 on the project manager is 17. Okay. And then
Can you try with 74? I can check at my end whether it is coming.
yes, one of them. Maybe we have to first publish this contract. No, before publish only the task has to go. Edit the task. New external reviewer. Review task details. Here we can add manually. Okay. Now I check. Now you check if you have received anything. Ideally, a notification will go to them. You received any notification to your email, but yeah, these notifications we are not sure which mail IDs they have given. That is the reason it is very difficult to get.
No, mail IDs, okay. I think our mail IDs are there in this because I receive many other emails. No, I did not receive any.
We have added approval, but when it will be trigger actually?
Yeah, I mean, when it is in review, no, in this review, it should trigger actually. When it is showing in review, it should trigger. Okay. Yeah. Let's say we are not finding it. I will edit this. Okay, and then there are two reviewers now. Let me act as 74. Give me 1 minute. Okay, 74. Edit. Yeah, this is Atul's only, no? This is Atul email ID, right?
Yes, it's mail Atul mail ID.
So you only you received any notification? Can you check?
That's what I was checking. I did not receive any email.
You did not receive any. Okay, one last try. I will try as act as 74 once. Let's see. 74 dash 3W2049. Nothing is coming. Okay. So if, in the review task, no, if we send any review task, ideally they should receive a review email. So when they receive the email, they will view the task in this way. Okay, they will view the task in this. They will download this service contract, and they will review and say approved. But in this case, we can say mark complete. Okay, so I'm saying manually completed by the owner. Okay, and yeah, now it is reviewed. Okay, the status is reviewed. In real time scenario, actually they will receive a notification. They will download the service agreement and they will see everything is fine and they will click on approve or mark complete. If it is the approval notification, then they have to click on approve. In case of review, they have to click on mark complete. Okay. Similarly, I can send a notification now. This is a notification for master agreement for Ariba contract. In this case, what I can do, I can send it to supplier. Now you will receive a notification. Who is the reviewer in this case? ABC management. Search external reviewer. Sorry. If you are inviting any reviewer from external system, but supplier why it is not taken. You take supplier also. Name ABC management. No, it is not there. Okay, let's create one external reviewer and send it to him. Say for example, I am sending it to ABC management. Okay. Can you give me any of the mail IDs? So I am saying he is the sales manager. Now I am sending it to supplier for negotiation. And they can review and mark completed. We will see how it will look like.
You can see that one with my login also, right?
Yeah. If you are not a project owner, then I have to give you a project owner access. Okay, wait, I'll show you that. Yeah, I'll show you that. Okay, now I have added this reviewer as ABC management. Okay, and then I am saying click on OK. Okay, view task details and click on submit. It will say okay. Please review. Okay, I have sent this. Can you check if it is in progress? Can you check if you have received any notification? And you can share your screen if you have received.
Let me see.
In your mailbox.
Let me just.
You asked me, right, if anyone can be a project owner. You can go to Teams, and if you can't handle this contract alone, you can add many project owners.
But I did not get any notification.
You did not get it?
And here also I am not able to see.
Notifications are not sent in this segment. Okay, let's view the task details. If you see the negotiation approval flow is from ABC management.
Or maybe here I think I need to create from this Ariba context maybe.
Yeah.
But what it is saying, close this message. It's not going to start using it. Let me see what it is. Nothing is coming.
Can you check your mail, Gmail, the one which have you given?
Yeah, I did not receive anything.
I wanted to show how you will receive the notifications for review and negotiation, but this is not completed. So I will force it mark completed. In any case, if it is review or negotiation, they will receive a notification and they have to download the contract and they have to approve it. See, now when I say mark complete, it shows reviewed in green. And you can publish the document with
Okay,
this.
you can share your screen, Miraj. I unshared it.
Okay, sorry. So when I say mark complete for any task, it will be in the green. Okay, I have approved it. Okay, and then exit. And I mean, after understanding everything is done, you can publish the document from here. Okay. Once it is published, you can mark complete other notifications also in this. Okay, all the notifications are completed. I mean, this completes the contract authoring. If you have DocuSign integrated, DocuSign or Adobe Sign integrated with your Ariba, then this there will be one more task for signature task. Okay, if you go to document, there is a signature task. When you click on signature task, it will ask you whether it is Adobe Sign or DocuSign or paper signature. If you select paper signature in this task, both the parties has to download the document, sign it, scan and load it in the system by replacing the document. And if they select DocuSign or Adobe Sign and click on OK, then you will have to send this task to them. I mean, they have to, I mean, if the DocuSign or Adobe Sign is integrated with your this thing, then you have to add a signer who has to, I mean, do the signature and all. Okay, I am saying this person or add one more sign signature, and this person also has to sign the document, and this person also has to sign the document. Okay? And give some message saying please sign the final contract agreement, sign the final contract document, okay, and submit. Okay, the task has been created but cannot be submitted. Reasons: error for signature provided. The user ID does not have valid membership for this account. Okay, so there is no membership for DocuSign and Adobe Sign. If it is there, it will. I mean, the task will go to them, and I mean, now there is a warning message. Okay, you can. I mean, you can only mark it as completed. If there is any contract, I mean, any DocuSign or Adobe Sign, then you can go for what you call signature, online signature, digital signature. It is called as. Okay, so we will take 5 minutes break, and the authoring is, I mean, the primary thing. Okay, I mean, it talks about only the sections and clauses every time, but it will not clauses talks about what are the line item documents within this. When there are line items in the document, we have to upload the line items, right? That and all, I mean, we have to go to actions and create it in the line items document. So we will start with the CLID line item document. These are called as contract line item documents. Okay. So now we know there is agreement and sections and clauses. It is finally signed by both the parties. Then the next step would be what are the line items in this? Whether it can be a material contract or a service contract. So there need to be some items, line items for this. We'll see how to create those line items. These line items can be created, okay, directly from here. Okay, option, I mean actions, line item documents. Okay, you have to give some name to this contract line item document. This will create a separate document. Okay, like this. You can have a contract line item document like this, and you can create items from library, items from master data, or if there is a master data for commodity and everything, you can pull the items from there itself. Okay, you can create your own line item and say it is like our, for example, monitor. Okay, you can select the commodity similar to sourcing. Whatever we have done in the sourcing, same thing we have to do, and we have to give this as the quantity. How much is the contract quantity? Okay. Okay, description of this item, monitor for PC. Okay, in this also you can add like lots of not here. There, I mean, in the template level, I will show you. So you can keep adding as many you want. 1 minute, please. Okay, and you can copy the line items. Okay, as many line items you want. Okay, you can mention this as a keyboard. Similarly, you can add one more item. Okay, or you can get items from library. Okay, for example, we have added a few RFP questions. No, let's check any contents in this. Okay, office stationery, for example, select this. We can also add our, I mean, items from the events we have created. Okay, past sourcing events. Just let's select, hoping something is there in this. Okay, here this is the envelope they have created. Sourcing project RFP price. Music player. We have created many, but we are not able to find them. Pricing. Nothing. There is nothing in the library to add here. So we will keep copying them and paste. Again, copy all this, and again paste. Copy all this, copy and paste them. So like this, you can add as many numbers you want. You can just rename them CPU, okay, like pen, pencil, mouse, and then you have laser.
So this load, item loads, is there any Excel kind of thing like Excel load?
Yeah, next thing I was showing that only.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's delete from here and let's see I'm deleting. Okay, yeah, you can add like this, okay, or you can Excel import. Okay, when you click on this, it will, I mean, if you download this one, okay, you have all these things. I mean, you can keep adding whatever you want. I mean, this is the document and everything. Okay, in the item information, you can keep adding. So see, we have added a manual item. System is generating some item number for this. Okay, so see, classification code is A123. I mean, that only, I mean, classification code also system only is taking. Okay, and then we can keep adding whatever we want, adding these items by mandatory. Okay? Then you can add other items, whatever you want, and upload this file. Can you give me some items? Xerox machine, and then what else? Okay, like this, you can add as many items you want. Okay, you have added these items. You can save your file. Any header attributes you want to add, item attributes are here. You can again add the same thing in the item attributes. Okay, like monitor, eraser, like the same thing. You will from here, printer, Xerox, cartridge, and all. Select them and say no. And this is all money. Okay, these all remain extended price and save it. Okay, you can replace the document. Okay, choose the file from the downloads. Okay, you see all these new items have come. This is line type. I mean, line type is nothing but service or a material. Whether it is a service or a material or any material number from ERP system you want to provide, you can provide that. Okay, and you can publish this. You can click on publish on this one, but it is asking material type, material, all are materials. Just publish it and click on OK. You will
Line
see
type, is there any drop down, any predefined list line type?
no, nothing it is there. I mean, we have to give manually line type. Okay, we have a service contract and then contract line item documents we have created. Now, this is very much related to the upstream. When you have to link this to the downstream side, okay, what we have something is like we were discussing in the morning. Yeah, contract compliance. So we have there is a contract authoring and there is a CLID, contract line item, contract line items, and now we have to do contract compliance. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll go here. We have to give a contract line item document. Now see carefully. Now it is sourcing. Okay. Now whatever you are seeing, I have selected the supplier as ABC management. Okay, and I have created service contract and it is signed, and I have created line item document. It is published. Both are published, and now it is in sourcing. And I'm going to actions, and I am creating a contract terms. Okay, contract terms is nothing but I'm creating a contract line items. See carefully the URL. When I'm clicking on contract terms, okay, it is still sourcing. Now I am saying sales site you have to create this contract. Okay. So whatever the contract compliance I told it will go to the P2, it will link to the P2P. Okay, now I have to give the site name as the child site. See here two sites are there, not here. Okay, then see here still it is sourcing. When I click on OK, it will turn to buyer. Okay, so actually this is the integration, suite integration I was talking about. So for contract compliance, it is basically it is coming from a contract page, but it will link to your downstream P2P. Okay, whatever we have created the items. Okay, for example, pricing terms. All this we have created in the line item document, so that will come automatically from your CLID document. Okay, these are all materials we have created in the CLID. Automatically they will come here, and this has these many sections. So I mean, if we have any physical location, we have to provide that, and purchasing unit. Okay, there are four types of contract. Okay, there is a supplier level contract, catalog level contract, commodity level contract, item level contract. When you say supplier level contract, when you select this and you publish this contract, only when you select ABC management, this contract will apply. Otherwise, this will not apply. Okay. And then if you select contract level, it will apply only at the contract level. Commodity means only for that commodity. When you select in the PR, this contract will apply. Similarly, item level, if you say the items, whatever here are there, those items, the contract will apply. Okay. These other things like hierarchical master agreement, effective date, expiration date, everything is taken from your contract. Okay. Initial contract, whatever we have created, from that only this information is coming. Okay, and this purchase organizations, vendor, we have selected ABC management, and the supplier location is also coming. So these are the other things. Create subscription for non-catalog items. So can you create non-catalog items using this contract? You can specify yes. Other, if you specify no, I mean you can only create a catalog contract. I mean catalog items using this contract. Okay. I will say non-catalog also. Release required. This is very important. Okay. When you say release required for this contract, what is release meaning means whether you will create a purchase order every time against this contract. Okay, if you don't create any purchase order, it is called non-PO contract. If you say no for this, okay, always you have to create a allow invoice against contract. You have to set this to yes. See, directly invoice against the contract will be created. If you say yes for release required, so release required means you have to create a purchase order only for this contract. Understood? If you set this to no, then and you select this as yes, you can create a contract directly against the invoice. Directly there is a work completed and supplier is sending you invoice. Against the invoice you will create against this contract you will create an invoice directly. There is no PO in between. So this is invoice against the contract. We will see when we are. I mean, I will show you once I complete this how it looks. Okay, invoice against contract. Okay, and then mostly I will say PO is required. I mean, we want to release is required. I mean, every time we have a requirement against this contract, we will raise a purchase order. And you also know that when we are creating a PR, there will be a change request also for the PR. For example, somebody raised a PR. I mean, first somebody has approved. By the time it reaches the second approver, there is change in the scope or they miss to add another item. In that case, they will add one more item. They will create a change version. I will show you when we are creating a PR. I will show you how to create change orders. Here, this rule is saying whether to allow change orders when the contract is closed. We are given this expiration date now. At this 14th February 2026, the contract will close. After the contract is closed, you want to allow change orders against the orders, closed contract. Okay, when the contract is open, there was a purchase order created. Now the contract is closed, whether the change is allowed or not. If you specify these two yes, it will allow you to create a change order even the contract is closed. And if it is very restriction, I mean, there is a restriction from your management. Once the contract is closed, you are not allowed to create any changes. Then you have to set it no. And in the real time also, if any user is coming and asking you, and I am trying to create a change here on this, but I am not able to do it. Because you can say on this, the contract is closed and you are not allowed to create any change. And ask them whether you want to, I mean, they want to enable this to yes, then they can create a change order. Okay. And when I am say release required, only from this current site or all sites you want to enable this. Okay, if there are multiple child sites, you want to allow release, I mean, to create purchase orders from all the site or only from current site. You can specify that.
Basically, global agreement, right?
Yeah, global agreement like that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, for example, this is a master agreement. Whether you want to include the sub-agreement accumulator, you can specify it as yes. Okay. Or else you can specify it as no. So this is the first section in the contract.
There was one parameter, this blanket. What is this? Is blanket purchase order?
Yeah, if you say blanket purchase order, okay, you can create one. This is called like this terminology is in S4. I mean S4 HANA blanket purchase order means you will create a contract and you will say like every Every month I need some 4 cartridges and 4 bundles of paper. Okay. And every month, that PO will get created automatically, or somebody will create that PO for, this is the requirement in this frequency. I want 4 cartridges and 4 bundles of paper every month. But the contract is created for entire month, and this what you call this requirement frequency they will give. I want this quantity of cartridges and papers every month. That is a blanket purchase order. Every month that purchase order they will create automatically. One contract, and frequently they will buy. At the end of that year, that blanket purchase order will get closed. Okay,
But where we are giving the frequency?
in this, we have not said that. If you set it to yes, here it is not there. This blanket purchase order, maybe for supplier level it will come. Commodity level, okay, blanket purchase order, we are giving. So I have also not created any blanket purchase. I will let you know about this. Yeah. So I will come this tomorrow. I will confirm this.
Okay, no.
Yeah, in this definitions, we have defined all these things. Second thing is, see, you are saying release required, okay, and you are saying all these things, and there are some other limits you have to provide against this, whatever you have selected here. In the second place, there is a limit. Here, you have to give minimum commitment. Say, for example, your order is for 10 lakhs, minimum commitment, how much you are going to raise orders during this year. For example, you will say 90,000 is my minimum commitment. Okay. I am saying I am giving a minimum commitment to the supplier that during this contract expiration, 90,000 I will consume. Maybe 10,000 I might not consume. And when we say 90,000, and when if the amount spent is less than 50%, okay, the contract manager will keep getting notification. Okay, send notification 30 days before the contract expires. Okay, when it is below 50% spent, and contract manager will keep receiving notification, your commitment is 90,000, but only this much is spent so far. Okay? So accordingly, he can check and he can release the orders. Okay? When you have spent minimum commitment, you also have to give us maximum limit. Okay, this is, for example, I'll say 50,000 is the minimum limit and 90,000 is the maximum limit. Here, in this maximum limit, is this a hard maximum limit or it is flexible? If you say hard maximum limit, yes, this is hard rule that 90,000 is the maximum limit. Or if you set it to know, this is flexible. You can spend 90,000 or less than that. You can put a tolerance of, if you set this to know, you can put a tolerance of 10%. Even if you say hard limit, I think if it is a hard limit, they have to spend 90,000. If you specify to know, you can provide some tolerance. 20% is fine. 20% less than this or 10% less than this are fine. Here also, when amount available, okay, when amount is available is only 20%, it will keep sending you notifications. In this contract, only 20% amount is left. Okay, and item limits. Okay, whether the set limit is based on amount or quantity, you can specify. I have set it by amount, so we can leave it by amount. Similar to this is for overall contract. This minimum commitment and maximum commitment is overall contract. Also for release, also you can say minimum allowed per order. Every time if you want to order anything, you cannot order just 100 rupees or something like that. Every time you have to raise order for 10,000 or maximum allowed. Okay, and you can set this as hard limit or flexible. Maximum allowed per order is, every time 30,000 is max per order. You should not raise more than 30,000 per order. Maximum limit, if there is a tolerance, yes, you can set a tolerance. 10,000 here and there, they can change it. This is for raising purchase. These limits we can set in the contract for raising a purchase order. Okay, so who should approve it and select the approvers, for example. And for example, for the entire contract, the contract is about to expire. So send notification 30 days before contract expires. Re-notify every 1 day after 30 days. Okay. This notification, whom it should go, you can select all those users. Okay. You can select all those users. Okay. And then, yeah, this is very important. Preload amount in contract compliance. Okay. This terminology preload amount is like the contract is for 1 lakh. Okay. The contract is for 1 lakh. Okay. The contract agreement date, effective date is 14. Okay, 14th Feb 2025. Okay, you are signing and contracting and enforcing from this date it should be effective. But on 10th, you have urgent requirement. Okay, 10th Feb, you have urgent requirement from the supplier and you are saying, let the contract complete, but before that, 10th Feb, I want some material for 10,000 rupees. This is very urgent, but we cannot wait until the contract is created. Okay, whatever this 10,000 amount is there, we can set it as a preload amount and we can reduce that amount in the contract. Okay, before the contract, whatever we have consumed, I mean, the supplier has supplied that we have to put it in the preload amount if there is any such thing. Okay, so this will automatically get reduced from the total value of this contract. Understood, right? Preload amount. Yes. Yeah. So this one is a forecast spend. Okay, I mean, you cannot rely on this forecast. Maybe, for example, I will show you this total amount what we have seen for the contract is 1 lakh, for example. You are expecting some 10% savings out of this. Okay, and based on this, you are saying system, okay, it will assist you. Okay, saying you want to go by monthly. Okay, it will tell you, okay, based on whatever you have given total amount and savings every month, okay, you have to create an order for 8,333. And similarly, if you maintain it for quarter, if you want to buy every quarter it is giving you amount. Okay, 25,000 if you order, if you have to create a purchase order for 25,000 every quarter. This is the forecast, and yes, you can add manually whatever you want here.
What sets ZaranTech apart in SAP corporate training? It's our unique blend of expertise and innovation. We offer customized courses tailored to each client's needs, ensuring relevant, targeted learning. Our vast trainer database brings you wisdom from the best in the field. Need resources? Access our extensive training material repository anytime. We are all about measurable results, providing detailed student metrics to track progress. And we don't just teach, we build community. Join our thriving social media network, connecting learners beyond boundaries. With ZaranTech, you are not just training, you are transforming your SAP expertise.
One more. I mean, if it is not this frequency, if it is other than this frequency, you can add one more. Okay, any questions from this page, the limits page?
What is this forecast used for, by the way, Viraj? Like this forecast is there.
The forecast is helping us to know how much I have to see. My total amount is 1 lakh. Contract is 1 lakh. Okay, it will help us understand if I set a frequency for quarter. Okay, in this quarter, how much I have to purchase from the supplier. So second quarter, how much I have to purchase. Okay, similarly, if I set
So
it
will
for
I receive any notifications or something like that based upon this forecast, or or some PO
No.
can automatically be created based upon this forecast? Like this is the forecast I am putting, but what is this forecast doing?
No, this is only for our info. I mean, to understand how much I have to create a purchase order. From this, no notification will be received, I guess. Only for our forecast, I mean, we will say every
And we
month.
can't do even some auto PO generation based upon this forecast, auto release?
No. Auto release is not possible. Okay? You can change the frequency for 6 months. Okay, but you can come and see. Once I publish it, you understand. I mean, this forecast is giving you how much is the balance, all those things. Okay. Otherwise, it is not creating any auto PO creation.
So basically, just like giving us a breakup of that one, but it's not giving us any actionable thing, right?
Yeah,
Or it's not
correct.
doing any action, right?
Yes. It is just giving us a breakup. That's it. Okay. And then this is a pricing term. Okay. In the pricing term, you can add your items, but there should be items already coming here. Initially, we saw the items. Maybe we have to change. This. Supplier level it will come. Item level only. We have selected item level and we have to remove this. Okay, blanket purchase order, and we will see the pricing. We have initially saw that. 1 minute. What we have set. This is low and then pricing terms. Now, initially when I created, I mean the pricing terms have come automatically.
Maybe supplier level.
No, it is not supplier. When I created supplier level, this only will come. Only the supplier name will come and no discount. In this commodity storage, it automatically came from there. Okay, I will exit here. See this. request, click on done. Okay, you see different things here. I mean, there is agreement, there is a contract line item document. This is also published, and when I open, I will delete this contract. Come here, click on contract terms. Okay, instead of ABC management, what I will do, I wanted to show you one more thing. Okay, I will again delete it anyway. I will select Zygo Solutions. Then remove it. But no, okay, so whatever is coming from contract, we cannot remove that. Okay, so I am saying okay. Let me see, this time I will find the pricing terms. Yeah, pricing terms are there. What exceptionally I have changed it, and it changed that is required is yes. Okay, limits I'm saying 50,000 and 50% or below. Send notification 30 days. This one is 90,000. 10% tolerance. Send notification. And the amount available is 50%. Minimum allowed, maximum allowed. Through us. So for expiration, send a notification 30 days before, re-notify every 1 day, and send notifications to this person. Reload amount is 5,000, for example, and you can also set a notification, a forecast. All this is done. After that, pricing is to that. But that time why it went, I am not understanding. Okay, everything is there now. Now after this, there are pricing terms. You have created a pricing term. And you can also add, for example, you can edit this pricing term, any of the pricing terms. For example, this monitor for PC, you can add what is the negotiated price. Okay, for example, the negotiated price is 300 for this. Okay, 3,000 for this. Okay, you can go to additional pricing details. Okay, price unit quantity, maybe 100. Okay, price per unit, I mean, whether it is each or the unit of measure you have to select. Each unit of conversion, it is not applicable here. Here also limits the maximum, minimum and maximum amount that can be spent or quantity that can be ordered for this item. Okay, each item we can provide this thing. Okay, I'm saying minimum quantity is 50, maximum is 100. Tolerance also it can vary from 10% like that. Okay, minimum order also every time 5. Maximum we will order for 20 quantity. Maximum limit tolerance is again 10% for this. Okay. Yeah. This is pricing and discount conditions. Okay. This is hired based pricing and there is a term based pricing. Okay. There is no pricing or discount conditions if you select none. If you select this as hired pricing, define tires. Okay. And here you can define the tire play. For example, minimum order, if your minimum order is 10, you will get a 10%, 2% discount, okay, per order. Or cumulative also you can mention. Quantity based volume pricing or quantity based volume discount. For example, quantity based, minimum quantity you order is 10, you will get a 2% discount. Okay, minimum quantity 20 you order, you will get a 5% discount. Okay, similarly, if you order 30 quantity, you will get some 6% discount. Likewise, you can keep on adding this tied pricing. This is called tied pricing. And there are term-based pricing. If you select defined terms, okay, and this says, for example, now you are creating a contract, okay, but if you are giving some order, then you will get 2% discount, okay, and by next month, again, by 14th, you are giving one more order, you will get 3% discount, okay. Likewise, term-based discount also you can provide, you can get from supplier, okay.
This term based, maybe let's say if I'm doing the advance payment or immediate payment, on that basis also I can get the discount, right?
Correct. Based on the payment terms also, if you are paying early also, you will get some discount here. Third one means start date of first share should be contract's effective date.
Second, actually you put the second.
First one is effective date. Okay. On that, whenever it is effective, that you are purchasing anything, you will get some 5% discount. Next month, same day you are purchasing, you will get 3% more discount. Okay, this is term based.
No, I think first you need to give, I think you are giving March and February. I think that should be reverse, I believe. Sure.
Okay, this is first. This is second and this is March. Click on it. Now it is.
Just check the contract effective date.
Yeah.
Maybe that is 15th when we are putting.
No. Contract effective date is 15 years.
So we are putting 14 years.
14 years. Term-based pricing, for example, 15. It is by automatic. It is giving. I have changed it. Add one more. Maybe next month you will get a 2% discount. Okay, this way you can add a term-based discount. And tire-based we discussed. It is based on the tire. Amount-based volume discounts you will get. If you purchase this much minimum amount, you will get amount-based volume pricing, quantity-based volume pricing, quantity-based volume discount. Okay, so discount is different. How much discount you will get? If I choose this amount-based discount, if you buy this much amount, this is the percentage of discount you will get. Similarly, if it is a pricing, okay, minimum amount, maximum amount. Okay, if you buy a minimum amount of 2,000, okay, the pricing will be, it will be, less per order. Per order, if you are giving a minimum amount of 2,000, and then the pricing for this volume-based pricing, if you give a minimum 2,000 amount in the purchase order, then it will cost you only 20 rupees. Okay, if you give 3,000 order, it will cost you only 15 rupees. Okay, that way, this amount-based volume pricing will change based on your amount. Similarly, the quantity-based pricing also, minimum quantity, if you buy 10, okay, then the pricing is different. Okay, minimum if you are buying 100,000, 10,000 you are buying, you will get it for only 5 rupees. In bulk, if you are buying together 10,000 items, okay, you will get only for 5 rupees. Okay, this is pricing and this is discount. Okay, we can set this in the contract likewise. And you can also give the accounting for this. What are the accounting parameters?
So this is per line item, right?
Yeah, for that line item, for that item.
Yes. Yeah.
For that item, you can give it. Okay, here also, you can split it between two cost centers using splits, and you can give a cost center account assignment, whether it is for asset, order, or a project or a cost center. Provide a GL account, provide a cost center. Before we start our P2P, I have to work on this master data. Everything should be aligned, right? Sometimes this cost center is not mapped to this GL account, internal order or company code. So first we have to define that, and we can start. If I click on OK, this GL account does not match the requirement. This is fine. Now it is okay. For this, there is a tire discount. So for everything, you can create this. And you can say activate. Only when you activate this item, this will replicate in your P2P. When you are buying this keyboard in the downstream, it will reflect. Whatever discount we are providing here. Otherwise, it will
But
not.
how this tier discount is linked in like a contract which is being shared with that supplier?
Yeah, correct. When I'm creating this one, it is saying this contract terms compliance document ID is CR, but which is linked to this CW. Okay, actually.
So once I print this particular contract workspace, I'll get this terms and condition tier discount in that.
Yes. If I see in this contract workspace only, your line item document, your master agreement, and contract compliance documents are there. All these documents are linked to this ID only. This is the primary workspace. Under this workspace, you are creating all these documents. Okay.
My point is like these separate documents shared with the supplier, or there is a one single contract agreement that will be shared with the supplier.
This is only shared with the supplier. But this is based on the agreement only. These contract line item documents will be prepared. Okay, but the terms document we will prepare. This is not visible. We can discuss with the supplier what are the contract terms. Based on that only, we will create this contract compliance. In the main agreement also, all these things will be there. But in this, we are only showing sections and clauses. But main agreement also, all these things will be there. Pricing, what are the pricing conditions, what are the payment terms, everything will be there in the main agreement. Okay, so I open this. So next is the milestones. Okay, we can add milestones. This is applicable only in case of it is a service. Okay, not for items. For example, I add a milestone. It is called a defined phase. Okay, in case of implementation or something, if you are carrying out a project, if it is a service, okay, I will say this is a defined phase, first milestone. Okay, and you have to give what is the completion due date for this defined phase. I will say starting from by 15th March is the defined phase completion. From who is the supplier contact from them? I will say Atul is the contact. And then days before milestone is due, I'll say 5 days. Click on OK. First phase is created. Okay, and we can activate this, and it is already activated. You can add one more item, one more space. Here I will say build phase. Any project will have the same phases. First you define, in the define phase, you collect all the requirements. Okay, and in the build phase, you develop the requirement, and then you add one more. This is testing phase. Testing, add one more item. This is go live phase. Go live and hypercare phase. Go live and hypercare. Okay, completion due date, you say 31st December. And again, Amit is the responsible person, and I say give 5 and click on OK. So, where it is a service PO and it has different milestones, you can create these milestones. Okay, to understand whether each phase is completed. Okay, what is the due date for completion of this? Okay, to keep a track of this milestone, we can create milestones for services. Okay. And then the next thing is the access control. Here, users who will receive notifications based on the amount available limits. Okay,
milestones, can we create further lines in that cases?
Yeah, we can create, no?
I'm asking, let's say the build phase. Let's say I'm creating one building, right? So I need to pay something, right? The first floor is completed, second floor is completed. So in the build phase, can I dig in, can I create the child items under this?
Yeah, you can create, I think, but there is only one phase you can create under that. It is actually milestone. For example, milestone is like in a construction, first the planning phase, okay, the construction phase, okay, and then the painting work, and then final phase. 4 phases will be there, no? Those
basically, as a company, milestone is basically if I'm completing something, I need to pay to the supplier, right?
Yeah, correct. After this, yes, I have to pay something, and yeah, you can also define here amount. How much is the amount for this? Yeah, yeah.
Here on top it is mentioned, if you can go back to the last screen, that based on the contract type specified on the definitions, the milestone display
Yeah, correct.
for supplier label, commodity label, catalog, or
Item level, yeah.
maybe that can have some control to
Yes.
add further things.
Correct. Maybe if we define, I don't want to change the contract type. This pricing terms are changing. We will see creating another one. Okay. Now, if I change anything in the definitions, the pricing terms are going. Okay. But I understand. These milestones are created for these phases. We have also created for the same. Other conquer go live for these things. We have created milestones. After completion of this, yeah, as you said, there is amount for this. How to add item to this? If I activate, there should be an amount for this, but there is no amount column. I think when we pay, that amount will come here. Any payment against this milestone, the amount will come here. We'll see that. Here also you have option to delete or copy any of these item spaces. Directly you can click on them and copy.
I think let's proceed. We can create a new later on.
Yeah. And then we have access control. So whenever there is, to let the users know what is the available amount, you can send notifications. You can add as many people you want on the system. Okay? All these people you want to receive a notification. To say this is the amount pending in the contract. So you, by defining release access, you are saying not everyone can create a queue against. Only few people can create. Who can create? Users by name, user by group, user by supervisor, user by cost center, you can define. For this contract, only users who belong to this cost center can create PO. Okay. Or else you say only people analysis administration group. Okay, only they can create a PO. Okay. Like that you can mention here. Or you can specify by name also. Only these 3 people can create a PO for this contract. Okay. This is for restriction. Otherwise, there is no restriction entered here. Then anyone can create a PO purchase order against this contract. Okay. And there are payment terms. Okay, these are the payment terms came from the system. Okay, when I selected this supplier, automatically these payment terms are come. If you can remove the payment terms or you can change the payment terms. Okay, you can select different payment terms for this supplier. For example, this payment term you can select. This is available in our master data. These payment terms you can select, or you can remove the payment terms, change the payment terms, select the different payment terms here. Okay. These payment terms, actually defined in ERP system. This codes, ZP, T8, okay, any other payment term you are seeing, these are all the payment term 001. Okay, these are all specifically in Ariba also you can see them. But these payment terms NT60, NT30, okay, if I select NT30, it will say 30 days payment term. Okay, for this contract entirely, the payment term is only 30 days. Okay, within the 30 days, supplier is expecting money. Okay, and then appendix is if you have any additional requirements and additional conditions you can put or any additional supporting documents you can add here, add appendixes. Okay, references. For example, everything we have added, no? For anything, for example, this eraser has some, there is a supporting file for this eraser. You can upload this, maybe related to configuration or something. Appendix means all supporting documents. Whatever supporting document you want to upload, you can upload in this page. It can be item based. It is item based. Yeah. And if I go to summary, I will see the preview of all the things, whatever I have set. Okay, and click on save, and it is saying this purchase order is not correct. So when I select this purchase order, what is the purchase order for this? And purchase order, I have to exit this refresh. Okay, we go here, go to manage, core administration, supplier manager, ABC management. Okay, this one I see in the partition supplier. Click on this ABC management, supplier location. Yeah, purchase order, we have not set anything. Okay, then we can give some purchase order for this. Okay, ABC management, go edit partition supplier, edit again here, select the purchase order. I will say this one, this both looks same. I will select this one, I will select. Okay, or else this one, AA01 central purchase order. Click on done and click on OK. Okay, now if I go back, it is in the downstream, see child one. I have to jump to the reset contract request for edge. Okay. Go to the contract workspace, contract terms. And then the some purchase or they have to change. Yeah. Purchase or what I have selected is EAA01.
I think AA1.
EAA1, right?
Just try with double A if it is coming.
It is not coming. Only few are there. I will have to go back and change it to something like this. 24 I will change. One minute. Or 2. This is good. Select 1 minute.
Okay. So this kind of issues we are facing. So is there any issues and resolution repository from SAP Ariba?
Yeah. You will get that. Yes. There is content.ariba.com. Sorry, connect.ariba.com. If you go to connect.ariba.com, you enter any error message, it will give you recommendations how to resolve it. Okay. Always first you have to go to connect.ariba.com, then only you can approach anybody else. Okay. Always, it is supplier, partition supplier, edit. Change it to opportunity. Here it is not there. Okay, I will select both of them. Click on this and save. Okay, and I will go to home and select this contract. Okay, open, and then the contract terms and select. Yeah, it is already selected by default. Now I go to summary page and save. Total amount I have to give. That only save. Amount must be total value of the forecast spend. No savings, zero. Now it is saved. Okay, and you can also publish this document. Okay, when I click on publish, it will ask to submit, and I am submitting it. This is the status of the request. Okay, it is submitted. And from this place, you can always go back to your contract. Okay, and then these are the pricing terms available, milestones, workflow, history. In everywhere, history is like what we have done in in this contract request. And now you see the status as processed. So once it is processed, it is active. Okay, you can directly click on receive and receive the goods from here. I mean, you have to create a PO against this contract and then do a receiving. And contract, if you go to click on contract workspace from here, it will go take you to the sourcing. Okay, so now it is active. This can be used in any of the PRs. Okay, so here you can come to task. Okay, and I have closed already all the one. I mean, if there is any task pending for contract terms, you can close that. Okay, for example, this is one procedure. Okay, for example, you are creating a contract first time. You have implemented a contract lifecycle management and you are creating from the beginning. Okay, you are implementing contract management and the customer is saying, okay, we were using, there is a legacy contract application we are using. Okay, which is called something called legacy. Okay, the contract app, legacy contract app, something like that. We are using that. I want to upload all those contracts, migrate all those contracts into Ariba. Okay, to migrate the legacy contract from another system during the implementation, we have to go to manage and administration. Okay, and then under project manager, you have this import legacy contract like we did mass edit projects, no? Similarly, you have import legacy contracts. Okay. When I go here, it allows only zip file. Okay. I will show you that zip file, legacy contract, legacy contract import. Okay. These four files are very important. Whatever we are seeing in the contract workspace, for example, okay, these workspace document like overviews, document, tasks, themes, okay, all these things are there now. These things you will enter manually in these CSV files, okay, zip them and load it in that place, okay. When, for example, in this import project parameters, okay, you will have the contract workspace CSVs for all. For example, this is a container of all the project, okay. This CSV file contains the CSV file of contract.csv, contract documents.csv, contract teams.csv. Okay, this is by default, you should not change. I mean, it will come from a standard. Okay, it is accepting a folder file pattern from 1 to 9 or 0 to 9, folder format to 0 or 1. Okay, and the lookup key is contract ID. For all this, there is for example, I will open all the files. Okay, there is contract document, okay, and then we have contract document, okay, and then we have contract teams document. Okay, in the contract team document, what we are saying, this is the workspace name, and these are the different groups. Okay, for each group, we have a member. Okay, this is very easy. Okay, after creating that contract teams document, the same thing should be in the team's location file. Okay, in the import project parameters, the team's location file, we have to mention it as contract teams.csv. Similarly, you will create the attributes for contract documents.csv and the documents file location column, you will enter that CSV file name. Okay, the attributes file location contract.csv, you will fill that file and give the CSV file in this location. So to see those files, okay, for example, contract document, okay, it will have a contract ID and the file name. So whatever file you want to load, right, that file you can, whatever the document or something, that you can give it in this title document, and you have to give the path of the file. And what is for everything, lookup key is contract ID. For all the files, lookup key is contract ID. By this ID, all this recognized and loaded in the system automatically. Okay, for that, once you load all these things, and once you create all these CSV files, and you have to go to manage, administration, and then project manager, import legacy contracts, choose that zip file here and click on import. Okay. For those, you cannot create any contract line item documents or something else. This is only for old contracts. You have to load in Ariba for repository. They are already signed and everything is completed. Existing contracts, they are moving from legacy system to Ariba. That time, these four files has to be created and loaded into the system, CSV files. Okay. So now you see, I will edit this attributes. Let's check here from actions. This is already published. Okay. Now since it is already published from actions, we can only amend. Okay.
Our comprehensive student metrics ensure top-notch learning experiences. We track engagement through attendance, participation, and video interactions. Performance is measured via quiz scores and assignment submissions. We monitor learning behaviors, including time spent and revisit patterns. Our metrics cover social learning, course completion rates, and even post-course success. With technical data on platform usage and device information, we optimize every aspect of your learning journey.
When we can also create a sub-agreement in this, okay? Or we can amend the contract, okay? We can amend the contract and say whether it is, what is the amendment type? Whether it is a normal amend date or a price update you want to do, or a termination, if you are terminating it. Okay, you have to give the reason for the amendment of contract. If it is a renewal, if it is a fixed contract, you say renewal and click on OK. Okay, now again, if you see there is a publish option. You can renew your contract. Okay, let's say you want to edit the overview and not here, sorry. Edit attributes. Okay. Yeah, here. Edit term attributes and we can change expiration date. For example, assume it is already expired. We are changing the expiration date. Okay. And changing other attributes accordingly. Okay. So for that, we have amendment option. Again, we can go to contract attributes and publish it. Okay. So once the contract is published in the future term, and in the future, if it is expired, this is the place you will come and again it is asking to submit this because we have amended the contract. So leave it. It will be processed in some time. So confirming processing processed. When it is submitted, the status will be submitted. Later, it will get processed. If I click on this contract workspace, it will take me back to this. Yeah. And yeah, I wanted to say when we will amend the contract. That I forgot, so I have shown it here. Okay, and let's move. How will we create a template for this? Okay, go to manage, create a template. Okay. Similar to any other template, we will go to manage and create a template.
For what reason we are creating this template?
But for contract workspace, whatever you have seen 1 minute, for every project, whether it is a sourcing project or a contract or everything, there is a backend template. Okay. For example, we have seen, so for sourcing, we have created templates. You remember in the back. Yeah. Likewise, for sourcing, supplier management, contract, everything, whatever we have done so far in the contract, that is the end user work. Okay. Template is the configuration work. Okay. As a consultant, you have to configure the template during implementation, and as per the details provided by, discussion. Okay. You have to create as many templates you want for contract workspace. Okay. For each commodity, you can.
Here in the contract properties, we are saying like blanket or release. So those properties we can set in the template.
Yeah, no. Some are standard. We can create other things. Most of the things will come as a standard. Okay. But only few things we can create a conditions, or we in the CLID document we can add some more terms. Okay. That way. Okay. So we will see that whatever you see here, I have created from selecting a contract template. Okay, you see the documents here, right? Okay, these are coming from a template. Okay, and then these tasks are coming from a template. So you can create these tasks and have these tasks only for the end user to visible. Okay, we will see how this is visible in the front end. Understood, right? Why we are creating template?
Yes.
Okay, now we will create a contract template.
Basically, when we awarded the suppliers, at that time, whatever the terms and conditions, mostly those things only we are considering here in the contract, right?
Yes.
Like if after creating the contract, if the supplier is not accepting, then in that case, again, we need to do complete sourcing again, right?
Yeah, depends. Yes, if both are not agreeing, yes, you can consider the second one. Whoever is the second rank already, you can create a contract with him. If he is also not agreeing, then yes, of course, a sourcing activity from the beginning.
Okay.
So yes, so you are in templates page. You can go to actions and create a template. And in this template, you can select a template for contract workspace procurement and click on OK and say contract template for H. Template for it. I will click on OK. Here again, actions. Okay, full view. You will see the full view of the template. And in the contract, in the documents, if you want to attach a document, for example, choose a file. I will say this one where it is service contract. Okay, and create. Okay, when you select this template, this contract will automatically come in your contract workspace project. This is contract workspace template. Okay, to see this contract workspace in the project, you have to select this template. Okay, contract you have selected now. And similarly, if you go to actions, there is a line item document. You see, okay, you can keep the line item document ready from these displays only. You say CLID document for Edge. Okay? Contract line items documents for Edge. Okay. In this template, you can define whether this CLID is for a large capacity or a standard capacity or a simple one. Standard, like in sourcing also we discussed, large capacity documents can contain up to 10,000 line items and contents are accessed exclusively using Excel spreadsheets, okay, for this CLID. If you are using standard or simple, I mean, you can create as usual, how we have created. Is publish required for this? Yes. When you are creating a CLID document, you have to publish them. Okay, or it is only for repository, then publish is not required. Okay, and then you can exchange rate set. If it is exchange rate is allowed, you can set exchange rate. Allow formulas, you can say allow formulas. Allow cost groups to capture the cost breakdowns. You can specify it here. And when you create it here, okay, when I add a line item, for example, I will add a line item stating line 1, for example, or else you can give something called mouse every time I'm giving the same thing. Okay, so for this, as you actually we see only these terms, right? Price, quantity, extended price. Okay, and we can add new terms also. Okay, for example, okay, I can add a new term, inventory charges. Okay, this is not a, I mean, we cannot add this to total cost or something. It is not total cost concept. Just adding new terms along with pricing. Okay, and you can add one more term, shipping cost. Okay, you can add one more term. Okay, if it is already there from the source, you can add it from here. You can say discount amount. If it is already there, you can add it from here. Sorry, one more item, like you can add as many terms you want. Okay, then what else? Freight charges. Okay, and then yeah, you have added these many terms. Okay, and then I'm clicking this and done. So these terms are available and you can add as many terms you want for each item. Okay, and I'm clicking on done. Okay, and at any point of time when you are creating a template, if you want to, before publishing, if you want to test whether it is a sourcing template or a supplier management template or any other template, if you want to test it, you can click on create my test project. Okay, you can click on my create my test project. Okay, keeping a test. Okay, this is master agreement. Okay, all this is done. Okay, department. Okay, here is our template. Yeah, this template is already selected. If I create this, okay, when I am creating this, okay, in the document, we see these two, right? In the CLID, when I open to create items, okay, Excel export it is saying. If there are too many, if I click on this spreadsheet, okay, see, whatever I have added, different things like item attributes, these things, line item type, source ID, classification, contract header, item attributes, item name, type, header attributes, content information, nothing. The CLID, those terms are not found. Okay, character, item, okay, view details, this is from that. See, ideally, whatever CLID is there, when I create, it should come the same thing. Excel export it is asking. Okay, let's return to template editor. CLID, open this, okay, edit this, edit, okay, read only, some editable by project owner it is saying. Okay, click on done and done, edit attributes, let's say simple one, is save and open my test project, CLID, open, again Excel export only, Excel export. The attributes which are added, that should come here, but it is not coming. Quantity, item status, line item type, header, item attributes. Let me check what is the mistake. Okay, go to manage templates. Yeah. So if I come here to this template, open, and then edit attribute is fine. Click on the file. It is not coming. Maybe I will publish this and see. Okay, I have published this. Create contract workspace procurement. Maybe some parameter has to be enabled for that. Otherwise, it will not show the CLID terms we have created. Let us check that. Fine. Create. In the document, if I go to click the CLID document, see, if I add any item, this has all these terms. whatever we have added in the template, right? And I will add a commodity. I will add it as India, and then I will say one quantity, okay, and click on done. Okay, every time you can add all this, keep on adding the same thing. Okay, so from the template, you can add the, other terms, whatever you require from the template. Okay, you can publish or save as draft. Okay, I will go back to template. So this is how, we will create a CLID from a template. Let me go to the template. I will show other things. Okay, now I published. I have to click on new version. Okay. So it is in draft now. Okay. So what I will do, I will create some conditions. Okay. Now we know this is the service contract and the CLID document, and we can create new terms in the CLID document. Okay. And I will go to tasks. I can create new tasks, create a phase, and you can say this is prepare and author phase. Prepare and author. Click on OK, and create a to-do task in this. Create a drafting master agreement. Okay, this is one to-do task, and then under this, one more to-do task can be discussion with the legal team. Okay, this is one task. After this, you can create one more phase, okay, for review contract. Okay, when you are adding a review contract, you should add this and against the document, a review task. Okay, you are reviewing document. From this only you can assign some reviewers and click on OK. And if you see that, okay, that is against the some document. Similarly, you can create a approval task, approval for contract, or you can say final agreement. Okay, for this final agreement, you can create a negotiation task. Okay, and then click on OK, and you can create a signature task. Okay, it will ask paper signature or something. Now it is not integrated with any of this. I will say paper signature. Okay, it is coming here. And finally, against this approval task, approval for publish. Okay, so this task is creation is completed. This is a review contract, and this is for final agreement. This went here. You can drag and drop it here. So okay, all this negotiation. Okay, yeah. First, prepare and author, drafting and master agreement, discussion with legal team, then review the contract. This is actually outside. Okay, then final agreement, we have negotiation, signature, and final approval. These many tasks, you can create it from the template only. Then in the teams, you can add people. For example, add a group for commodity manager, click on OK. Okay, and then a team member. Okay, say, for example, the same person. Add one more group, contract manager, and click on OK. Okay, and then vice president, okay, and click on OK. So you have created this team member list, commodity manager, contract manager, project, and vice president. Click on OK, and you can assign team members to this. And then in the task, okay, in the documents, okay, in the documents, go to actions. There is something called team member rule file. Okay, if you click on this team member rule file, actually, first you have to download the team member rule. Document, team member rules. Team member rule file is publish required. It says, okay, you can say publish required. So, team member rule file can be in a Excel. 1 minute, I'll show you. Yeah, here. Download the template. From the teams, you have to download this, download team member rules template. Okay. So, this template, okay, when it opens, okay, it will have field names. What are all the available field names in the project? Okay. These are all the affected parties, amendment region, amount, commodity. Okay, these are all the custom fields, commodity code, document category, document type. These are all the available fields within the contract. Okay, for each of them, there is a display name. Okay, for contract, departments, commodity. For commodity field name, it is a commodity. For all these custom groups, there is again a company code, document category, document type, payment terms, purchasing group, purchasing organization. Okay, in the project group, whatever project groups we have created, those project groups are there in this page. And in the team member rule file, we don't have anything. Okay, team member rule file we have to define. Okay, stating, okay, you can say, for example, this field name has commodity. Okay, you can rename this field. So these are the available field names, right? Okay, I am saying these are the available fields. Okay, this team member rule file can be created using any of these fields based on the hierarchy type or based on the commodity. Okay, based on the term type. Okay, term type is fixed perpetual, that one. Okay, auto renewal. Based on region, you can set based on supplier, based on user group, based on permission, based on company code, you can set the rules. Okay. Here I will select a commodity. Okay, commodity as a field. If I say commodity as a field, I will say here commodity 10, for example, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, these are the available commodities, for example. For all these, okay, I want commodity manager to approve. Okay, project group in the template is commodity manager. Okay, project group is a commodity manager, and again in the template, if we have given, for example, I'll do that. Okay, for this commodity manager, if I edit this, okay, if I go to commodity manager, I have to give a rule, right? A commodity code manager. Okay. In this file, where is the team member rule file? Which we were editing now. Option move the SM process bank ID. Okay. Team member rule template. Okay. Now I'm saying for each commodity, there is a commodity manager. Whether you want to assign any group for approval or user. Okay. I'm saying if the commodity is 10 and the project group is commodity manager, for commodity 10, the approval user should be Professor 17. Okay. Similarly, for if it is a commodity 20, it should be 18. Okay, and drag and drop this. Okay, so different for each commodity code when the commodity code manager has to approve. For this commodity in the contract workspace, the end user is selecting this commodity as 20, then this has user has to approve it. Okay, we are giving all this name. This remains the same for all the users if they are
So basically, we are creating some kind of conditions in this template.
conditions. Yes, yes. In this template, we are creating a condition unless he is a third party. This password adapter for all internal users will be password adapter 1. Okay. See, we are saying this field can be commodity, this field can be other categories. Okay. We are saying these are the different commodities. For each commodity, this is the project group. In the project, this is the group. Okay. This is the group. Okay. This group should come in the approval flow. And the user also differs when each commodity is selected. Okay, we will save this file. Okay, and in the document we will upload this. In the documents, upload team member rule file. Choose the file. This will not be visible to the end user. Whatever team member rule file we have set. Okay, see this is blurred. Grayed out. Okay, this is not visible to the end user. We can create a team member rule file like this. Okay, and again, see, for example, in the conditions also we can set. We have seen different conditions. I am going to add a different condition we have seen, like whether you want to use supplier paper or not. Okay, we can check that as well. For example, in this, see, these are the normal condition. When you add this condition, it will ask you whether, the visibility condition is based on the region or commodity or any other parameter. Okay. For example, you can set here hierarchy. Okay, all are true, and the field match. Select hierarchy type. Okay, and it is master agreement. Click on OK, and add one more. Add a field match. Okay, you say term type. Select. Say it is fixed, and click on OK, and add one more field match. Okay, and say that is it. Region. The region. Yeah, regions I will select, and region is equal to India. APAC will come. It will come under APAC. Okay, I will select Asia Pacific. Click on OK. So these three has to be satisfied. If I click on OK and if I test my project, create my test project. Okay. If I create test, okay, and yes, and the hierarchy type should be master agreement. Then the commodity, no specific commodity, no region. Region I am selecting, not selecting Asia Pacific. I am selecting United Arab Emirates. Term type I am selecting fixed. Here effective date I am selecting. And if you see here, okay, contract workspace template for edge is there. Return to template editor, edit details. We are saying all are true. Let's say
Maybe once you publish this test project is not working. Last time also it was not working fine.
Okay, we will see that. Okay, we will see, and then I have added this one, and then I will add a question also. I will add a question stating, will you use supplier's letterhead? Okay, is the question. Okay, use the supplier letterhead or you want to use buyer letterhead? In this, there are only two answer types. Okay, And in this, you can define a condition stating. And this is for yes, for example, you are giving some code, some condition. Okay. Yes, supplier and no supplier. Okay. I will make this as default. Okay. And click on OK. Okay. And this is buyer document, right? Okay. Then this should be visible only when they are selecting no supplier, it should be visible. If they say yes supplier, this contract, this document should not be visible in the front end. Okay, we will test this. Yeah, I will test that no supplier to this. Okay, so which means this condition, I mean, no means no supplier document means this contract, should, I mean, this document should appear. Otherwise, we can still select this template, but this will not be visible. These two are visible, but this is visible, but this will not be visible. Okay, this is only in template, it will be there. It will not come in the front end. Okay. Now I will publish this document to test whatever we have done. Publish this template. Owner 17. Okay. It is asking the exact username from the one month. Remember rule set 1 month. Professor 17, 74, 75. To add one more field here in this sheet. Yeah, how to add one more field in this? Okay, insert a field name as where it is region. Okay, in the team members, you will add region here. Okay, here you will say commodity 10 and region India. Both should satisfy, and then this will come in the approval flow. Okay, you can keep adding any field name like that, a combination. Okay, and then in the document, I will load this replace document. Choose this file, replace, save, and click on overview and publish. Will not be found in the system. Professor again made a mistake. 1 minute. It is correct only. Professor 17. I think maybe a small case. Is it small case or uppercase this one?
All is small case.
Small case. Yeah.